From the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
Time in college basketball history, UNC basketball, the preseason #1 ranked team, will most likely not make the NCAA tournament. Normally, it's a good morning here at Sports Extra, and I'm Isabella Yeskos, but Jasmine, is it actually a good morning?
You know, people said to not have all of this hope and not get your hopes up about us winning the ACC tournament, but I'm going to be honest, Bella, my hopes were up. I really thought that we could do this. On Wednesday, the Carolina basketball team traveled to Greensboro for the second round of the ACC tournament to face the Boston College Eagles for the third time this season. Caleb Love did what he needed to do for the Tar Heels, taking smart shots in the paint and scoring 22 points. Armando Bacot was still able to put up 10 points for the Heels, despite twisting his ankle in the first half. Defense has been key for this team's success, and Love showed that he was ready to do that against the Eagles, blocking Prince Aligbe's shot. DeMarco Dunn has been effective off the bench this season, and landing his threes was crucial against BC. And Justin McCoy topped it off for the Heels in the last seconds of the game, dominating the Eagles 85-61. Last night, in a do-or-die situation, UNC took on Virginia. Threes like this from RJ Davis, who finished with 24 points, kept the game close early on. Coming into the second half, down only one, the Heels seemed to run out of gas, as shots like this from Pete Nance stopped falling. UNC was eliminated from the ACC tournament and seemingly the NCAA tournament as well, after a 68-59 loss.
Not the expectations that we had coming into the year. It's definitely frustrating, it's disappointing, but, one thing I can say about, this group is, we fight to the end. We're a resilient group.
With essentially the same team that accomplished that national championship run just last year, it's starting to set in that we really might not make it back.
I know, Jasmine. During spring break, you won't catch me anywhere tropical anymore. I'll be binging Outer Banks in my UNC merch while eating lemon Oreos, mourning the loss of what had the potential to be an amazing season.
That sounds like a good plan. Let's figure out what went wrong. For more about the heartbreak, a double-barrel analysis, Riley Kennedy and Landon Elliott join us now. Guys, what a disappointing end.
Jasmine, it looks like spring break started early for UNC students and UNC men's basketball. I'm here with Syracuse born and bred Riley Kennedy. After the loss against Virginia, it's safe to say the Heels are out of the big dance and will be taking their dancing to still life. A big problem was their inability to get the ball in the paint. They played outside in instead of inside out. You can't shoot outside the whole game and expect to win. Riley?
Yeah, Wednesday, Landon, afternoon, after Wednesday night, UNC beat Boston College. And in that press conference, Schubert said, we did a good job of playing inside out. I mean, against Virginia in this pack line defense, they played a lot of, outside or outside, right? So, in this first clip, you're going to see Armando. He's just going to get doubled. In this pack line defense, they're going to try to push these guys outside the paint, Landon. And they did a really good job. They're just going to pass this ball, and they're going to intercept this pass.
And Riley, look at all four guys on the outside. There's no one cutting. There's no one slashing, as you 2K guys would call it. Riley, it's unacceptable at this point.
No, exactly. And then with 1 second left on that shot clock, they get the ball inside, right? Play outside or inside out. Pete he fades away, and this is just a bad shot, Landon.
And Riley, why is Pete Nance the one taking the last shot?
No, I exactly agree. And then this last clip, again, RJ does a good job. He's doubled. He's going to see Puff back cut, but the ball's just going to get intercepted on this play, right? Landon, take away the good plays. These were the bad plays.
Yeah, those were bad, but we're going to see some good in what UNC did. So Pete Nance, he's going to drive in the lane, and he's got two guys on him. But what does he do good? He drives in the lane, takes the foul, and this is a high percentage shot, or it's going to be a foul either way. So Pete Nance does a great job on this play.
No, exactly. And Pete's going to get to the line on this. I mean, UNC was perfect for a while with free throws. They get to the line. That's what you need to do against this pack line defense. But UNC down the stretch, they just missed free throws.
And on this next play, RJ Davis is going to cut inside, and he's going to have this open floater, just this little 8-foot floater. We should have been doing this the whole time, Riley.
No, that's exactly. Get that ball inside, score baskets like RJ did. RJ had a phenomenal game. This is exactly what UNC needed to do if they're going to win this game.
Yeah, Riley, if UNC finds their way in the paint, you'll either get fouled or take a high percentage shot. Virginia's defense forced the issue and made Carolina take those low percentage shots. And because of that, Carolina basketball is coming home to beautiful Chapel Hill. Jasmine?
And unfortunately, home might be where they remain. Thanks, guys.
With spring football practices beginning this week, the coaching staff and players are working to improve an underperforming unit from last season, the defense. Reporter BJ Tillman has the story.
Tar Heel fans had high hopes for a revitalized defense with the arrival of defensive coordinator Gene Chizik last year, but the Carolina defense struggled. That unit is working to improve and establish a new standard for performance. Chizik said even a couple days into spring practices, he feels really good about where the team is headed.
I feel like when we stepped out here day one in practice, we were light years, and obviously we should be, but we were light years ahead of where we were last year. Just from a comfort level, just from a guys understanding the standard.
And the defense is looking for more effort.
We can't turn on the film and watch you not give maximum effort, and then you expect us to put you out there. So that's not going to happen.
Chizik said that this standard is something that the team fell short of last year, and the coaches take just as much accountability as the players for last season's disappointments.
We all had to really look at ourselves and own what our part was when we played poorly and we played bad. What was our part? So we pointed that out very directly. We pointed it out very pointedly.
The defensive coaches staff isn't afraid to make changes.
And we've made it very clear to guys right now. I don't care how many games you started. I don't care how many games you've played. If you're not productive in every one of these practices, you will be watching. And that is the message.
Senior linebacker Cedric Gray said it all boils down to leadership.
I think it's something that, we have to continue to do. We have to continue to keep that culture up and keep it alive. And me and other captains on this team have to continue to lead the team.
Fans hope this culture shift will continue and help the Heels improve upon last season's 9-5 record. I'm Barbara Joy Tillman reporting.
Entering the second year of the Gene Chizik defensive era, fans hope to see that new standard in place. The Diamond Heels will open ACC play this weekend against the 17th ranked Virginia Cavaliers. The Heels will enter the series on a 7-game winning streak, while the Cavaliers own an unblemished record of 12-0. Against Penn State, UNC catcher Tomas Frick hit 2 home runs, including a grand slam in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Cavaliers will look to their pitchers to stop the power from the Tar Heels. Virginia has scored 24 runs in the first inning this season, so the Heels will need strong pitching to take the win this weekend. Due to the threat of inclement weather, the game has been moved up to 5 p.m. The UNC softball team begins ACC competition against number 13 Virginia Tech today at Anderson Softball Stadium. The Tar Heels enter conference play having lost 11 of their past 14. Senior Bree Stubbs has led the way for UNC from the plate, batting .400 on the season. She'll battle against Hokies' Emma Lemley, who has a 1.8 ERA throughout 66 innings of play. Sophomore Lily Bax and the rest of the UNC rotation will face off a daunting Hokies lineup led by Emma Ritter and Jamie Bailey. This will be a tough series against one of the premier teams in the ACC. On Saturday, the men's lacrosse team will take on Brown, looking for a rebound after a stinging loss against Denver. This game will mark the third matchup between UNC and Brown. Sean Goldsmith will be looking to carry his point streak into his 13th game for the Tar Heels. Attackman Logan McGovern will also need to get some good looks if he wants to pass Brown's talented goalie Connor Terrio, who currently has a 52.3 save percentage. The Tar Heels just came off a tough battle against the Pioneers and are hungry for a win. It's Alumni Day on Saturday as the Heels look to improve their record to 4-2. The women's lacrosse team is number 1 in the nation, but the Heels have a tough challenge against Virginia this weekend. For more, let's go to lacrosse analyst Caroline Yaffa. Caroline?
Well, Bella, with a top 10 matchup on Saturday and 2 undefeated seasons on the line, only one team will walk off Dorrance Field, still without a loss. The strong balance of offense and defense will be crucial for UNC. The last time the Heels played the Cavaliers, they went on a 6-0 run in the first quarter and held Virginia scoreless in the last 16 minutes and 8 seconds of play. UNC has to maximize on Virginia's miscommunications, which has been something the Hoos have been stellar at avoiding this season. Let's look back at last year. So in the back, we got Wurzburger seeing the field. She has the ball, but Virginia has no idea where the ball is. If you're down 7-0 to Carolina within the first 9 minutes, it'd probably be a good idea to avoid this issue. So here's where the miscommunication happened. Watch down screen. Andy Aldave is going to run through, and Virginia is completely caught off guard. So we got Lang, we got Whitaker, and we got Hogue all standing around. It looks like these two are talking to each other, and Aldave just sneaks through, gets a pass from Wurzburger to put Carolina up 8-0. So another miscommunication that happened last year is which who is on the back door. So Carolina's fast pace leads to a pass from Wurzburger for the backdoor goal right here. So she gets that pass in. So no defender on her for an easy goal, catching Vernon completely off guard. Bella?
Caroline, besides miscommunications, what else should UNC take advantage of against the 9th best team in the country?
Well, Bella, Caitlin Wurzburger's status is still up in the air until game day. She was injured, so people need to continue stepping up. The Heels really need to take advantage of Virginia's careless errors and do the same thing they did in 2022, score early. Bella?
Caroline, want to know one thing UNC women's lacrosse and UNC basketball do not have in common? One preseason number one has the ability to stay number one.
The men's tennis team has won 3 straight, 2 of them on the road against ranked opponents. The Heels step out of conference against Wofford this weekend, hoping to keep that streak alive. The UNC women's tennis is running on an 18-match winning streak. The team looks to continue its undefeated season later today at Georgia Tech. Not only is this team undefeated, but so is senior Elizabeth Scotty, who is currently 13-0 in singles. We'll see if she can keep the Heels rolling with more straight set wins in the next match. This stacked team has had outstanding performances from upperclassmen to lowerclassmen. Freshman Reese Brentmeyer has also won her past 2 matches in straight sets, like this 6-4 and 6-1 win against Louisville. Number 1 UNC looks to continue its dominant season in Atlanta at 5 p.m. today. Looking for their 15th win, the UNC gymnastics team will travel to Columbia to take on Missouri in the last regular season meet. In the meet against Air Force, sophomore Laylee Decanoiza claimed the top spot on both bars and vault and was named Eagle Specialist of the Week for the 3rd time this season. Louisiana Lightning Julia Noer rocks the all-around with this incredible pass and a national qualifying score of 9.925 on floor, making her 3rd in the conference. UNC has posted the highest score on bars at every meet this season since the opener on January 6th, and the Heels are looking to keep that streak going.
Tattoos are common among athletes, but one UNC player has a special story behind his. Jalen Harrell has the story.
Tattoos have long been a form of self-expression and storytelling, and for this football player, they are an integral part of his identity both on and off the field.
I'm here with the star tight end, Kamari Morales. We're going to sit down and talk about some tattoos and body art. You ready?
Yeah, man, let's get it.
Let's get it.
First ever tattoo is actually on my chest.
Okay.
I actually got my mother's name. That was the first tattoo I got. I was 15 years old. I still can't believe I did it that young.
15?
Yeah, I was 15, man. I remember I sweated out the chair from just anxiety and the pain. People tell you tattoos don't hurt, they lie.
And I noticed that on this arm, I think it's on both of arms, this doesn't really look like a tattoo. So
Yeah.
Could you explain what this marking is and what it means and kind of the history behind that?
So I'm a proud member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. And these are brands for the fraternity. It's not something I had to do. It was just a choice of mine. I literally got Omega's branded on me. The history of it, dates back a long time ago, and I can't really get into why we do it or the reason, but that's sacred to the fraternity.
And lastly, what tattoo means the most to you?
I would honestly probably say my Bible verse right here with my hourglass. So I got Galatians 6:9, and it reads, and let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not give up. And I remember when I got that my freshman year in college. And I was in a dark place. You go from being in high school to playing every snap and you're the man, and then you come to college and you're not. Everybody's good. And I've not given up, and the Lord has blessed me to be where I am right now.
Is there any tattoos that you have that you either gotten or look at or may refer to that help influence your game, or anything that kind of inspires you to go out there and play?
I mean, yeah, no, for sure. So I got another tattoo on the other side of my chest, and it says, nobody can beat me but me. And that's like a motto that I have for myself. I genuinely feel like nobody in this world can beat me at anything but myself. I feel like I'm my own worst enemy. So I feel like I can do anything if I just go out there and do it.
As spring football quickly approaches, you can catch number 88 and his tattoos on the field very soon. In Chapel Hill, this is Jalen Harrell reporting.
Jasmine, if somehow, some way UNC made a miracle run during March, would you get a tattoo?
I mean, for UNC to even get a bid to go to the March Madness tournament, I would 100% get a tattoo. I would do a lot for a UNC March Madness run once again.
I'm thinking like right on the chest, maybe on the bicep, a little heart around it, go UNC basketball, but hopefully we will be in the tournament. That does it for this edition of Sports Extra. Enjoy your spring break, and we'll be back on March 20th. See you then.